We have some very interesting breaking news here in the NHL regarding the Battle of Ontario playoff series. Apparently, the Ottawa Senators are actually under investigation due to a Game 3 pre-game warm-up incident. We'll discuss what happened and how ridiculous it is coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some pretty interesting and weird breaking news for you today. Apparently, the Ottawa Senators are under investigation due to an incident that happened pre-game during warm-ups last night in Game 3 of the Battle of Ontario 2025 playoff series. Now, originally the news came from Darren Dreger, a TSN insider, posted on Twitter. I'll show you his tweet here. Basically just saying that there was an incident that the league is looking into in an active investigation. Bruce Garriock chimes in. Of course, he's one of the local reporters that attends the games and on top of that stuff. And he said that he didn't see anything. He's seen the Senators, some players were kind of lobbing pucks back and forth. And at one point, Stützle tried to make sure that one didn't go above center, that it didn't go down the other end or anything like that. So he didn't know what it was. But then investigator Elliotte Friedman found out what it was. Elliotte posted the clip, and I'll show you a still image of it here. It's only a couple seconds anyways. Basically, during warm-up, starting goaltender for the Leafs, Anthony Stolarz, is over by the boards going through a stretching routine. We're doing his warm-up like goalies do. And then Nick Cousins of the Senators comes along and looks like he shoots a puck towards him. He didn't hammer it. Wasn't a clapper. It was just a friendly game within a game gesture, in my opinion. Now, backstory here, Nick Cousins and Anthony Stolarz, I don't know how good of friends they are, but I'm assuming they're pretty decent friends. They've been teammates on multiple occasions, including being Stanley Cup champions together last year on the Florida Panthers. Prior to that, they were also teammates in the Philadelphia Flyers organization, and they were both in the minor leagues in the Philly organization as well with the Phantoms for some time too. So I'm sure these guys know each other very well. So is it anything serious? No. The fact that there's an actual investigation to me just makes me laugh. The league would rather spend time investigating stuff like this rather than actually, look after player safety, for example. Like, we've seen numerous players be cross-checked to the face, have bleeding noses and mouths, no penalties. Cole Caulfield's a good example in the last Montreal-Washington game. There's been other situations in the playoffs, too, where you're, looking at going, really? There's no call there? I understand they try to let them play, but I find watching all these different playoff games, you get such a wide variety of officiating. You get sometimes that they're calling everything, and other times they're letting them go. And it's like, okay, the series to series, game to game, it's hard to keep up with what the actual standard is. But regardless of all that, that to me is how much they really care about player safety. When you see stuff like that, be let go. But then yet stuff like this is being looked into. Now, I don't know, but I've seen numerous other situations like this where teams are warming up and one player on the other versus the other will try to mess with the other team. And sometimes it's gamesmanship between two specific players. Sometimes it's one player just trying to get the other team. Doesn't matter who it is. Give you an example back. I believe it was during the 2018 finals with Washington against Vegas. Ovechkin went over when Fleury was stretching. You probably remember this. It's a famous clip. I've seen it numerous times, and gave him a whack. And Fleury got pissed and then came back and tried to give him a whack, chopped him in the shin pads when he was going by center ice again. We saw not long ago, I believe this season, during warm-ups, a Carolina Ranger game. It wasn't a playoff game, obviously, but Jack Roslovic was stick-handling pucks right around center ice, shot a puck right by the Ranger goalie who was by the boards. He doesn't hit him, but he shot it against the boards. Not hard, enough to get his attention, and then he comes back again, and he ended up stick-handling right through the goalie's legs. The goalie didn't flinch. So, these incidents were never investigated, so that's why I wonder, and I honestly do not know. But did somebody on the Leafs file, a complaint or something? Because that just seems a little petty. As Travis Green, who was asked about this earlier during the Senators' media availability after doing their morning skate today, He joked about it. He obviously not concerned in the least. Originally said, well, I shouldn't be talking about this because it's an active investigation. He was asked, did you speak to Nick Cousins about it? Did you see the video? He's like, yes, I saw the video. Yes, we talked. His answer was essentially, yeah, I shot a puck his way. He's like, I know him. And it's kind of the game within the game. That stuff happens all the time. All the time. So why is this being investigated? I mean, there's been a lot of jokes online. Sens fans, I think, for the most part, are trying to be lighthearted about this. Like, is Nick Cousins going to be sent to prison? Are they going to lose another first-round pick? Maybe 2 this time? It just seems to be a waste of time and resources and efforts on anybody's part. I don't understand. Like I said, I'd really like to know how this so-called investigation came to be. Did somebody on the league notice it? Because, Elliott also mentioned that there was shenanigans between Mark Scheifele and I think it was Joel Hofer of the Blues during, I want to say it was game 2, I think it was, Jets Blues. Scheifele likes to be the last player off the ice. It's one of his little quirks. And the St. Louis goalie was down the other end. He wasn't getting off. He's probably messing with Scheifele on purpose because he would know this, right? And he's not starting, so he doesn't have to worry about having his routine as much. So he stayed on the ice, and he was lobbing pucks down the Jets' end. So apparently all Elliott's tweet says about that was that the league wasn't happy about it. Doesn't say they're investigating it. Doesn't say they're looking into anything. Doesn't say anybody was talked to. Doesn't say anybody was fined. So, I don't know. These players like to mess with each other. It's all mental warfare. Like, it's not a big deal. So, yeah. So, I guess if you're a Sens fan and you see this news that they're under investigation for a pregame warm-up incident, don't worry about it. I really don't see anything coming from it. At most, maybe a fine, but even that's laughable, to be completely honest. And if Anthony Stolarz complained or anybody in the Leafs, then that's just beyond crazy. Like, you're winning the series. You're up 3-0 now. You would have been up 2-0 going into that game. I don't see the need to really have to do that. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be over soon enough. So, I don't know. This just seems like a complete waste of time and resources, but yeah, we'll see if the investigation brings anything. Now, on another note, Brandon Hagel, the Tampa Bay Lightning, has a hearing today for an interference call that happened in the Lightning-Panthers game last night. It was a big hit. Barkov did not have the puck. The puck was long gone. They reviewed the call on the ice. It was confirmed, and now he has a hearing, so he's probably going to be out for at least one game. It's rare that you see them come back from a hearing with just a fine or nothing. So the Lightning are down 2, and now they're going to be down a very important player. So not looking good there. The Florida Panthers are, I guess what a lot of people are referring to as the sleeping giant because of what happened at the end of the regular season. They were not doing well, but they weren't really their whole team either. And here we are. We should have known when the playoffs turned on that this team was going to wake up and be healthy and be a force. So shame on anybody sleeping on the Panthers. And honestly, I can say I'm one of them too because I did pick Tampa to win that series in my bracket, and I'm already having regret. So let me know your thoughts on this investigation. That's pending suspension for Hagel as well. And we'll look at it further in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.